Welcome back. Well, each day we are pushed around by external forces, from the economy to the people we live with and work with, and a whole lot more. But according to our next guest, now with the power of modern neuroscience, we can actually charge the brain to gradually change it for the better.
Here to tell you how is Dr. Rick Hanson, author of Just One Thing, Developing a Buddha Brain, One Simple Practice at a Time. Welcome to the show, Doctor. Thanks for being here.
Great, thank you. Pleasure.
Happy Halloween.
Buddha brain. What on earth is a Buddha brain?
Yeah, it's really simple. It's basically a brain that knows how to be truly happy.
Oh.
You know, and strong inside. The original meaning of the word Buddha was understanding deeply. You know, we're all interested in a Buddha brain, whatever our religious background or lack thereof. You know?
Yeah.
So these days it's great to use modern neuroscience in practical ways. It sounds kind of esoteric when you think about the brain, woo, you know, all that stuff. But the truth is, more and more it's being found how you can actually use brain science in regular ways in daily life to deal with stresses, getting toddlers into car seats, which I think is one of the most stressful things in the world, having been there and done that, you know, dealing with economic pressures and stuff like that. So the book is basically full of practical methods that are based on brain science that you can use to change your brain gradually for the better, one day at a time.
Amazing.
Wow. So how is it that, doctor, that somebody can actually get a Buddha brain? What would you have to do?
Yeah, I'll give you one example right off the top. I think about it a lot these days. It's the basic idea of taking in the good. You know, the idea is that the brain's the product of 600 million years of evolution, all right? Back in the day, our ancestors needed to get carrots and avoid sticks, right? But if you fail to get a carrot today, you'll have a chance tomorrow. But if you fail to avoid that stick today, wow, no more carrot forever. So the brain has what scientists call a negativity bias. Negative experiences get memorized immediately. Once burned, twice shy. But positive experiences have ordinary memory systems. So we got to hold them in awareness 10, 20, 30 seconds in a row to transfer into long-term storage. How often do we do it? We might be having good experiences, but we're not sifting them into long-term storage, so they flow through the brain like water through a sieve. But negative ones get caught every time, making the brain. Yeah, it makes the brain like Velcro for negative experiences, but Teflon for positive ones. So one of the practices, it's actually the second one in the book because it's so fundamental, is to take in the good. To look for good facts, little good facts of everyday life. You get something done, a load of laundry, you survived your childhood, you know, ain't dead yet, coffee tastes good, I mean, people are nice, trick or treat, whatever, you know.
So you just focus on the good more?
You stay with it 10, 20, 30 seconds in a row. And there's some little details about how to really turbocharge the brain to suck it in like a big sponge.
Yeah, so we'll learn that in the book, right?
Yeah, but a half dozen times a day, half a minute at a time, you truly can gradually weave positive resources, including key ones that your heart really longs for, let's say, or really you need in your life these days. You can weave those into the fabric of your brain and yourself.
So it sounds like practice makes perfect. Is that?
Yeah, I'm a big believer, you know, in like self-reliance, effort. I've been a therapist a long time. It's made me nicer, probably. My wife will tell you that. It's made me tougher too, because you got to earn it. You got to do the work. I see people routinely, honestly, working really hard to get better at things they'll tell you don't matter very much. But they won't work very hard at the things they'll tell you really matter a lot. Like being a better partner, a better parent, or getting more control over their emotional reactions to things.
So is there actual science behind this?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. What's really great is for example, London taxi cab drivers. At the end of their training, they have thicker cortex, the outer part of the brain that really matters, basically. They have a thicker cortex at the end of their training in parts of the brain that do visual spatial memory, because they got to memorize the spaghetti snarl streets in London. People who do practices like are in the book, you know, mindfulness practices, relaxation practices, little things, you know, a few minutes a day tops, gradually change their brain structurally. Building new synapses, making it thicker. It's honestly like going to the gym. If you work the bicep, it'll get bigger. You work your tricep, whatever, it'll get bigger. I wish I knew how to work my tricep.
Me too.
Yeah, there you are. And so it actually means you got to earn it. But little things add up over time. It's lots of little things that usually get us to a place where we feel worried or stressed or frazzled or pressured, or we're still dealing with stuff from our last job, marriage, childhood, whatever, you know.
So we can actually learn how to let those things go, because oftentimes people hold on to these negative things for years. I mean, not even just for days, for years.
Totally right. And then you get more functional. You get better able to hang tough in tough times. You get better able to, you know, hold your temper if that's appropriate. You know, you get more resilient at work. You build up these resources inside, you know, one little thing at a time. But a little thing at a time, a few times a day,
can make a big
totally
difference.
change your life.
Now, you also mentioned that not only mentally this can improve your health, but also physically as well, right? So tell us a little bit about that. How does that work?
Yeah, stress was great back when we were cavemen and cavewomen. You know, being a Stone Ager when you were dead by your 30th birthday, stress was no problem. But these days, people live longer. And there's so much research on the long-term bad effects of stress for mental and physical health, including physical health. Stress is a risk factor for heart disease, for cancer, for depression, for all kinds of things, you know. So if you do practice like this, it's like mental toughness. It's like putting kind of shock absorbers between you and the bumps of daily life. So they don't pound on your body with that gradual accumulation of little things that eats away at health and well-being, takes years off your life, you know, and also makes you a crankier person.
Yes. Well, it'd be nice if we could sort of steel ourselves as teenagers, as tweens, before this stress really invades our body. Are there anything that we could do to sort of pass these tips on to maybe kids, to tweens?
Oh yeah, I work with kids, and I remember being a teenager really well. You know, you want to insult someone, you say, "You're so adolescent." You know, it's an insult. They don't get no respect, right? Not good. No, I'm a fan of teenagers. I think one thing is to really appreciate that there are little things you can do to take control of your own mind. The brain is continually changing. The only question is it changing for the better or the worse, and who's doing the changing? And teenagers and kids in general don't like being bossed around. Right? We can remember that ourselves probably. And all these things are bossing our brain around. Are we going to take charge from the inside out in how we react to things, how we see things, how we control our attention, how we manage our own body, how we do little things like a couple long exhalations, which will calm the body down because it activates certain parts of the nervous system. These are things that we can do as a teenager, you know, that can really help us and help us be more successful as well as a lot happier.
Wow. Doctor, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Oh, totally a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.